I spoke to one guy. We were getting on, chatting. He asked me where I was from, age, Like the vibes were there. I thought he was cute. I know that he thought I was cute, evidently. And then I thought, let me just throw in, like, do you have any children? So I asked him, do you have any kids? And he was like, no. He was 36. And I was like, oh, okay, that's okay, fine. Then he asked me, do you have any kids? I was like, yeah, I've got two. When I tell you guys, the vibe changed. The vibe changed instantly. And I was like, this is why this is why I always say about kids up front. I don't feel any way about it, but I know some people don't like, they don't want someone with kids.
It's trigger thoughts, where the real ones speak. From the blocks to the boardrooms, every truth unique. GeniusMan, Verbz, divine lady 23. Shaking up the system for the world to see. It's trigger thoughts.
Listening to Triggered Thoughts, blood.
Alright, yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of the Triggered Thoughts Show. I am your man, Verbz.
Myself, official GeniusMan.
What a good genius, you good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. How are you? You right?
Yeah, I'm alright, man. Just a bit, I think I'm getting a little bit ill, but boy, the show goes on. You get me? I got a little bit of shivers, so I need to try and battle that off, man, because it's not the one, you get me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
But yeah, man, how's the family and that? Everybody good?
yeah. Oh, man. Same old, man.
Okay.
Same old, man. Same old, you know?
Your kiddie battles.
Yeah. The TV's, I just had enough, man. The TV's gone. The TV's in the shed.
Okay.
The tablets in the safe. The switches in the shed.
You gotta be consistent with that, though, you know, because if you're
No,
not,
it's been gone. It's been gone. That's what I'm saying. I took it. Do you know how much of a headache it was? Just to show that I had enough. The TV had to dismantle it. It's in the shed, in the box, taped up.
okay, because you know when you bring that out, if they start the same foolishness.
No. But that's why it's gone away for. No, it's not. It's not.
Okay, you know.
Yeah.
But listen, let's get back on track. You get me? So, people, this week I've seen some dialogue from a couple of podcasts, and I'm not going to name them. Do you get me? But they brought up something interesting, and although they haven't delivered it the way that we would probably deliver it, it's a interesting debate. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not to diss anybody, because we ain't going on like, you know, we're bigger than anybody or anything like that. Everybody does their thing different, innit? So we appreciate whoever does what. You know what I mean? But we want to do it our style. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? And the topic today that we've gone for is the stigma of a single mum. Okay. So the reason why I've gone with this topic today is because there's a discussion, there's been a discussion, especially in recent, I'd say, decades, where there are some single mums out there who have multiple children with multiple baby fathers. I don't like using that word, but I'm just going to say it because it just runs smoother. Do you get me? Yeah? So, yeah, there's many mums out there, or some mums, I should say, that have got themselves into this culture of having several children with several different men. Yeah? And we just wanted to explore this situation and give our breakdown on what we think about it. You know what I mean? What do you think about the subject, Genius?
People are getting torn down left, right, and centre.
In what way? Give a little light on that still.
Because if you are a woman, and you know, this is what a lot of people are judging. If you're a mother of, say, two children, and both those children have different dads, it's been frowned at, and people are disrespecting, saying that you're some type of woman. In layman's term, that just what I mean, that for you to have multiple baby daddies, then just what I mean, it doesn't look good on you as a mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're basically saying that obviously the stigma that's going out there is unfair.
You know what?
Don't go too deep, because we're gonna touch on that in a bit.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, yeah or no?
It depends on several scenarios. Like relationships don't work out. You see
Right,
what I mean?
right.
But it's like, one relationship don't work out, one, second one, third. But you see, when it's like when you're now on your third child and it's like all three have different dads, it's it's sad to say like you're gonna get a name.
Mm.
Whether you like it or not, whether you approve of it or not, and people are not scared to just voice their harsh opinions and start to label people as hoes and sluts and this. I mean, I even heard I'm not going to say any names. I even heard that two particular individuals have both got the same baby mothers. They're both beefing.
Yeah, that's been happening for the test of time, man. I've seen that a few times,
Was
especially
like,
especially in gangs.
it's madness. That's
Make-
not right, man.
I know you need to make sure you hold that point because that's a good discussion point right there. Still,
Mm,
you get what I'm saying?
yeah. And I think, like women need to be very careful. And the thing is, like, you see, men can be called all sorts of names. You see, the men don't get the negative stigma. They can go around and this, what I mean, and sleep and have, children for this
There's women,
woman, that woman.
there's women that argue that.
Yeah, but they can argue that, but they don't get the same. It's not frowned upon. Like men will just laugh it off. Yeah, yeah, whatever.
Hundred
But
percent,
but when it's a woman now, it's a problem. You see what I
100%.
mean? You get called all sorts of names, and I think where yeah, it's looked at more judgmental from a woman, like when it's a woman. So it's not the same energy when it's a man. You see
Mm,
what I mean? Because
very
it's
good
like,
point.
do you
Very,
see what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I absolutely
Mm.
agree. And there's going to be a demographic of women out there with a modern mindset that would say, that's absolute rubbish and blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah. But there's women out there that will tell you the truth, and they will tell you a man can't do what a woman can do, and a woman can't do what a man can do. Do you get what I'm saying? So scenarios of being wrapped up with different people and that has a different impact. Do you get what I'm
Mm.
saying? Overall,
Yeah.
and the impact of like what you just said, the stain that will remain on your name forever when you've
Mm.
gone past a certain number of kids or kids' dads. The only way that you're not frowned upon is if you got 4, 5 children with the same man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
technically you either are married or you were married and it broke up. That's the only way you
Yeah.
won't get frowned upon.
Yeah. It's true.
Do you get what I'm saying? But now if you've got the
Yeah.
5 kids and you're running around town trying to link man with your 5 kids at home or being babysitted and that, society starts looking at, well, bruv, what's your priorities, blood?
It's crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
difficult. It's difficult for women.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but they have to
Yeah.
face the reality that that's how it is, and it's not going to change.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
It's not
true.
going to change, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. So let me start off with a question for you,
Yeah.
still. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you were single, would you
Yeah.
date a woman who has multiple children for multiple men?
Absolutely not.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely not. Let me tell you something, yeah. And I don't want to
Remember,
come across.
before you start, remember, say how you feel, but it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because we've got
Yeah.
females that watch our pod of
Mm.
different ages, and they can get offended by what you say if you drop it like,
No, but everyone's entitled, and I'll say the reason being,
gone.
for one,
Yeah.
yeah. Growing up as a young man, my mum always, said to me, and I believe that was a seed that was sown when I was young. That my
What do you
mum
mean?
always said,
What do you mean?
a seed from my mum, basically saying that never, get in a relationship with anyone that's got a child already.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, she said it's a no-no.
Right.
Oh man, but that was something that she said when I was very young.
What
And
made her say that as a woman?
Hmm?
Because that's kind of rare to hear that from a woman still.
You wanna know why? I'll tell you why. Because I've seen, yeah, the horrible scenarios and situations that happen to friends that I know personally, where they're seeing a woman that's got children. Some of them even have got into beef with the baby dads.
Yeah.
Baby father's very possessive. I don't want no one coming around there where my kid is. Is that I mean? You're still
Mm,
mine. There's still an element of control. You
yeah,
still belong to me. The relationship is dissolved, but they still feel that, you know what, you're still my property. You
property, you
can't
know.
see you, yeah. No, because some people say that, like, you can't see who. If you see this person, there's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna do them something. I don't even know one person that ended up getting robbed
Is it?
at G Point. Yeah, some years ago. Yeah.
What do you mean? What, the person that was the child's father, or the person that was coming in to try and get with
So
the
my
yeah,
friend was
no,
seeing this woman that had obviously, do you see what I mean? About two different baby fathers. So, I mean, one of them was very possessive and controlling. The other one was non-existent in their life.
yeah,
It was a hit and run scenario. So my friend, obviously, she was open and honest and said, "Look, there's some jealousy. My baby father still in love with me, but you know what I mean. She was no longer interested in this person. Moved on.
right,
He still had feelings. So it so happened. She obviously told him that she'd move on. She was in a relationship.
mm,
So this guy has been monitoring the house. He's
really?
been watching, yeah, parked, and
Some stakeout thing, yeah?
I don't even know if it's stakeout, but does that I mean he would just turn up there at night time and
Wow,
just park. It was park further, park down the road. This obviously came out. That's how I know this. And one night, you see the guy pulling up, and then what he's gonna do before the guys enter the property, he just beat him up, rubbed him, and said to him, yeah, like this is it. Like if you continue to see this girl, just what I mean, like you're just gonna put your life in jeopardy. It's as simple as that. Like
wow,
know what you're doing. Basically, was the words. Do you know what I
wow.
mean?
That pump
So,
must have had a cape.
but do you know what it is though? You see this jealousy thing.
Yeah.
You know what? Every man thinks differently, but do you know what it is when someone still loves someone or still feels that they connect to that person to know that that person is no longer interested in them, but is seeing someone else.
Form of rejection, innit?
Yeah, but you've
Yeah.
also got women. You also got children with that woman. So
Mm,
it's a bit more deep.
yeah.
Does that make sense? So yeah. And the thing is, I know so many scenarios. Does that mean where like I'm gonna give you a
Wait,
next
before you start that example, just to
yeah
reflect on that example that you
yeah
just gave, yeah?
yeah.
Does that woman come from like a urban environment?
Break it down. What do you mean urban for someone that might not
You
know
know,
what you mean by urban?
like the hood.
Just got council estate in it.
Right.
If you
Well,
would call that the hood.
urban environment, innit? Yeah.
Mm.
So there's a mentality sometimes that's attached to that
Say something.
environment. Yeah, go on.
So if you, in that sort of sense, her mum as well, like obviously different baby dads, at least
There you go.
four different baby dads. And you know what's mad? I know that I can remember the names as well, which I'm not gonna name,
Yeah,
but
don't
yeah,
say that. Don't say that. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. That's generational. You get me? Bad
Mm,
behavior passed down.
mm,
She's seen it, and she's
mm,
from an environment that is where people have that mindset. A council
mm,
estate or a suburban area, like
mm,
it could even be on a house. If your house
mm,
is a Victorian house in a certain area, if you get what
mm,
I'm saying, if it's
mm,
close proximity to certain estates and certain places where the man them hang out, certain hangout spots, more than likely your child, if you're not educating them, spending the time to educate them at home, is gonna see things that's gonna make them think that it's okay. It's gonna normalize it.
mm.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I was gonna
yeah,
ask you there. Do you think that that woman, without saying her name, do you think that that woman knew the capabilities of this baby father that held the geezer up at
yeah,
G Point?
yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
man,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but what it was, when people become tired, like she was tired of, she wanted to move on with her life. Like she had enough.
Because this
You
is
know
the
what I
thing that
mean?
happens, cause like these women, some of these women go out with these type of men because they're the locals in their area, and the
Mm,
women are quite vulnerable. Do you get me?
yeah,
For all
mm,
different reasons, innit? And when they go out with
yeah,
these men, they go out with these men for popularity,
yeah, yeah,
protection,
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Just to brag and boast that, yeah, I'm with him. No one can touch me. But the bottom line is, when this man decides to switch against you, which he will, unless you're going to feel like you're going to be together forever, now you're in problems. Nobody can save you,
Yeah,
blood. Because you don't
yeah,
know
it's true.
nobody more wild than that geezer.
Mm. It's
You see what I'm
true.
saying?
It's
And
true.
that's
It's true.
that's where it's a rippling effect. Like, you try to get that woman could try and get her family involved, cousins, uncles, rare. Next
Mm.
thing you know, it's clapouts on the block and people bodies dropping and
Mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Yeah, man.
you gotta you gotta educate your children to have a different mindset from a very young age, and of
Yeah,
course be the example that you want your children to be.
yeah,
Even
it's
if you
true.
unfortunately make the mistake because you as a parent was vulnerable, you as a mum was
Yeah,
vulnerable, and you ended up with multiple children from multiple men, you must
yeah,
spend time and sit down and tell your child that it's not okay.
yeah, it's true.
Give a reason,
It's
because there's a
true.
reason why you're in that situation and you didn't really know
Yeah.
it, but you still walked in the fire. But tell your child that what I've done is not okay, especially if you're
Mm.
suffering for it. You got a manic house.
Mm.
There's no freedom in your house. It's just mad,
Yeah,
wild. You get me?
yeah, it's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
you are stressed by that situation, but you're not going to sit down and tell your child not to enter into a future like that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the whole purpose of you going through life.
Mm.
Your life is to achieve, but some people don't achieve. But you could spin it by telling your child, I did this way, I did this that way, I got it wrong. I'm suffering the consequences of it now. I don't want that for
Yeah,
you. Here's let me show you after the dramas has happened. Let me talk to you and tell you why you saw this when you was a child. Why this
yeah,
person operated this way. Why, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
then if you do that enough, you might be able to encourage the child to be like, I don't want to be like that. I respect you, mum, and I'm
mm.
appreciative that you came and told me you made your mistakes, but I don't want to grow up in that situation because you've
Exactly.
educated them.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's true.
when you don't say nothing now, what tends to
Mm.
happen is the child gets older, has a voice, and it's two ways. Either the child can be like, this is normal, and run with it and do the
Mm.
same thing what the mum done, repeat the same
Yeah,
mistakes, or if they're wise for themselves, they'll open their mouth and say, "Oh, mum, I don't really respect you, because you did this and you did
yeah,
that," and then the mum can't take it. It's a big argument.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You have to be able to face yourself and face the mistakes that you've made
yeah,
when you was
100%.
younger.
Yeah,
You have to. And that goes.
$100%.
Obviously, we're talking about mums now, but that also goes for fathers, bruv. Same
Mm.
thing. If you got it wrong and you end up with multiple women, you know what I mean, that are carrying your
Yeah,
children, you should tell your son to do better and use yourself as an example of where not to go.
yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah. There
You
was
know,
there was
but
some there was something you answered. So back to your question.
yeah,
Obviously without
names,
because yeah, no disrespectful. You
yeah,
said if I would date someone, can you hear me right?
yeah. Go on.
Yeah, and there's a number of reasons. One is the potential drama that comes with that. You see what I mean?
Examples.
Um, Getting into violent dilemmas with the baby father.
Mm.
The other child now,
You mean use the
because
person dating? Use the person that's dating if you went in that situation. You're saying,
yeah, because you're
yeah,
saying, what's the reason that, if I would ever date anyone with children, and one of the reasons is I wouldn't, because obviously, from seeing what my friends have gone through,
yeah,
the baby father drama.
mm.
Then I've seen, where the children become attached. They start calling, the the boyfriend, the new boyfriend, that now becomes an issue now with the partner. Um, Not only that as well is
Do you
you
think that's
find as
just
well.
as? Do you think that's just as bad if the dad? Just asking how you feel. Do you think that's just as bad if the dad is not playing a part? Obviously, the child not being forced to do that, but is that a problem if the dad is not playing a part? Then he finds out and then he turns up. Then he disappears again when it's sorted out.
No, no, it's not right. Because not being funny, you should have been there from the start. So if he's not there from the start, then you don't really have a say in anything. To be honest
Yeah,
with you,
yeah, yeah,
even if you are the biological father. Do you know what I mean? You don't turn your back on your child. Period. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
100
So
plus.
this, so if the person, this is if the new partner is happy to take on that responsibility, knowing that what, and you have some women they're like, look, I come as a package. If you accept me, you have to accept my children too. So from the minute, from the get go, you know what it is. You now have to make that choice on whether you choose to stay or walk.
You
So it
never
can
get
it can.
you never get the full privileges of that option though. You do know that, right?
I know one or two scenarios where it's worked out, but yeah, the majority, yeah, you're right. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
you never get the full
Mm,
advantages of that situation. That's
mm,
basically a situation of come and provide certain things that I need, but
mm.
then you do all of that, but there's certain things, a lot of things you're not having a say on.
Yeah, okay, which then is double standards, then, isn't it?
This is
Because
it.
if you're willing, if you're gonna come with those lines, then and you want this person to step up, then it's got to be, you know, half half. Does that what I mean? And I think once again, stuff like this should be discussed in the beginning, in the early
Yeah,
stages, because at least if you know where you stand, then you now have a choice. You now have a opportunity to now think to yourself, do I really want to commit to this? Do I really want to be in this kind of relationship? Because then you know where you stand. I think, however, it's very selfish and disrespectful now when the person has been kind enough to be that father figure in the
yeah.
life of your child, and then when it suits you because you've had an argument or you don't like something's happened now all of a sudden now, don't talk to my kid, don't shout at my kid, you don't have the right to do this, you're not his father. You see, I know how much, I know a few people in that scenario.
It's a frequent thing, cause
Hmm?
frequent, even men that are biological fathers go through that shit.
That's mad.
You get me?
I thought, yeah.
Because there's some women out there that now believe that because they are the ones that carry and nurture the baby, they're the ones
Yeah,
that have
yeah,
the
yeah,
final
yeah,
say.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You get
yeah,
me?
yeah.
They actually
I know
believe that
about
the
that,
man is
yeah.
not needed. It's all mad.
Yeah, because and I think what it is, the justification for that is you didn't, carry this child for 9 months. I did. You didn't go through the labor pain. I did.
Yep.
You didn't have to go through the pain of pushing out the child. I did. All you did was donate the sperm. That's what someone else was telling me.
Regular thing, Rav, clockworks. You get me?
Yeah,
There's a
I
lot of
just,
dudes stressed at home, blood. You get me?
yeah, I can imagine. I can
Mm,
imagine. Sad, man. Sad.
that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
know.
sad. Mm,
So yeah, we go to the next question still.
mm.
What factors of a mother in this position with multiple children for multiple men, um, would make you refuse to be in a relationship with
Yeah.
the woman?
So say that again. Oh, that was a
I think
lot.
you partially answered that. What factors
Hmm.
would make you choose to avoid dating a woman who has children, multiple children with multiple men? You named some of them already.
I just wouldn't want the responsibility. You see, the kind of person that I am and the kind of heart that I've got, I'm not one of those kind of men that will just, like ignore the child. I can't. I would have to play some sort of role
Yeah,
in those children's lives. I mean, I can't see myself being in a relationship and then not taking on the responsibility of
yeah.
the children that are already present with the mum. You
Mm.
see what I mean? I've never been in a situation. Have I? You know what? I just realized that. Yeah. So, answer to your question. Yeah, I can't do that because for one, it's the financial repercussions and that as well. Because you see, once again, me, I'm the sort of person I like nice things. I like doing nice things. I like going out, and I'm not the sort of person where, let's go out and then neglect the kids or the sort of person to the time will say, oh, can you go and get a babysitter? I don't operate like that. If we're gonna go out, we go out as a team. You
Right.
see what I mean? We go out as a team. We go out as a family.
But you
So
can do that with the woman and her kids. You might have to ring the baby fathers and get permission first, though, in case they see you out there. You get me?
and then, but once again, you see what I mean? You're playing, and then some people look at it like, I remember one friend of mine was told, go on. Go and father your own kids. Leave my kids alone. See, you
Mm.
see, these are all the. So I'll always come back to that.
And this is
It's
this a man that was active?
half half.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Half
it was,
half is a
but
bit mad.
when I say half half, because this was someone that said from the get go, I don't want any. If you see anyone, I do not want any man, fathering
Around my
my
kids.
kids. Yeah, fathering not around them, but fathering my kids. You know what I mean? And it
That's a
becomes a
real.
bit,
That's a woman's line. That is. But yeah, men are taking that on board
yeah,
now.
yeah. So it's you see, once again, it's very dangerous, man, because we're in a time now where people don't mind to kill people over
Yeah.
certain things. So you see, from a safety point of view, yeah,
Yeah.
you have to be very, very careful, man. And then on top of that as well, you as a person that's going to get involved with a woman that has, just say she's just maybe got two baby fathers, or
Yeah.
just say that even if she's got one baby father, you have to make sure you do your due diligence, you do your background checks to find out as much information as possible about this woman's baby father. You
That
need to
sounds like
know.
that sounds like the reverse of Claire's law, blood. That's a lot,
Serious.
huh?
Yeah, but you say it's a lot,
It's
and
like Kevin's law.
I could tell you two people that I know that are lay 6 feet under, people I know personally
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it happens.
because of something that went wrong
Yeah,
to do with a woman, to do
yeah,
with mix up, to do with
yeah.
the same thing. So as much as it might sound,
I
very deep
remember the
and
situation from I'm not going to mention any names, but I remember crew.
oh, I know one of them's doing the live sentence. That one.
Yeah, but remember another guy was with him on that situation and how that panned out.
Mm, no, I can't
The,
remember. All I know is
the
that
two the two members went to the yard to confront the husband over being around the kids and that, and then they had an argument, and the two group
the strap
members,
brought out.
yeah, clapped the
Okay,
husband,
okay.
and the
Mm.
husband died, and the kid's father got sent to life in prison. So the kids ultimately have come out with a short straw because they've lost the father figure that who is the husband that lived with them, and then their dad's
Mm.
gone to jail for a long time. It's a mad
Yeah,
circle, blood.
that's yeah, yeah. And
Get me?
I'm happy that you use these examples, and just so that for the listeners, I'm not a disrespectful person, and I believe everybody's entitled to to have their say or have how can I put it? Like you have certain expectations. Like women will have certain expectations. Like they want their man to be 6 foot. They don't want their man to have any children. They want their
Yeah,
man to
yeah.
have never been. Is that what I mean? And for me personally, my preference is if I was single, is I would. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd find it hard, especially knowing what I know now. Especially now being much more older in age, much more wiser with a deeper understanding, and also having friends that have gone through certain scenarios that have got, you know, a few baby mothers. I see the drama. I see the phone. I remember one time my brother, RIP, my friend, hey, um,
R.I.P. man.
yeah, we met up and yeah, he was in a car and he got two phone calls, man, and it was a madness. And it's like, the phone rang, finished the conversation. The next one, I said, yeah, it's my baby mother. So, and the other baby mother, they're fighting. And that's another thing as well with these sort of things. Is what I
Still
mean?
people that ain't control their emotions and jealousy, innit?
Yeah, it's it's
You know what I
it's
mean?
it's it's, it's a lot, man.
But
It's
yeah,
a
man.
lot. So
Uh,
I've given you those factors, and from a safety point of view. And once again, people, there's going to be some of you that are probably contemplating. You're in a predicament right now. You're thinking, I'm not sure if I should get involved, and you're ifing and butting. If you're that person, do your due diligence. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not talking from personal experience. I'm talking about experience that have been shared from friends of mine that are going through this situation now. Do your due diligence, ask questions, find out what as much information about the baby father because you need to know.
but enough
Especially
women tell, no disrespect, but a lot of women tell lies, bro. Especially when
it
they're in a position where they want a relationship. Like, they will tell lies to give themselves that USP, unique selling point, bro. Do you get me? they'll bend the rules and, you know what I mean, bend the
But then
truth.
if they're gonna lie, then does that mean once again? Then I think people need to make it perfectly clear that if they find out that there's any sort of lie, especially with something like this, which is serious,
Yeah.
then just let them know that it will never work. I don't want nothing. If you know that I'm asking you serious questions and I'm telling you the reason why I'm asking you these questions, and I've told you the scenario, and you choose to do that, that means that you don't have no respect for my life. That means that you're willing to put my life in jeopardy. That's how serious I look at it.
Mm.
Someone else might look at it from a different point of view, but I look at that as very serious. That means that you don't mind if I end up practically losing my life because you've failed to tell me deep information that I've requested. If you like me and you respect me, then you should respect my wishes and be able to be forthcoming with
Well,
what I've asked you.
I do hear what you're saying, but I do think that there's many occasions where some of these type of women are with the baby father, especially if they're the jealous, controlling type. They want to escape and they force their way out to escape. Not like run away, but like stop answering the phone so much and say, oh,
Mm.
you can't come round, and they're going through all that debacle, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you come along and they grasp you like, he's my, what's that word? The rebound.
Savior.
Yeah, he's my
Okay.
savior. He's my rebound. Like,
Yeah.
if I go out with
Yeah.
him and my baby
Yeah.
father finds out, this will
Yeah.
stop the madness. But it's putting you, as the
Yeah.
person dating them, in a very, very vulnerable
Yeah.
position.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Exactly.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's
and also,
crazy.
also, there's when you were saying that if you were single now, not that you'd wish to be, but if you was,
Mm.
you wouldn't date a woman that has children already or whatever. Not like you got fat chance
And
of
you
that, cuz
something.
man. Yeah,
You know what? Let me be honest. You see, it's one thing if they're grown adults, that's different, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Of course,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah, yeah,
factor. Yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah.
different. But if it's like
But then
10 and
you can have them scrutinizing you as to who you are, blood.
I'm gonna tell you another
They
scenario.
could be they could be the possessive one.
I'm gonna
You
tell you
know,
another scenario now.
God,
Oh God, this is what I'm trying to say. This is mad. I know of several people
yeah,
I've talked to, people I've met up with, and they've introduced me to their partner, and I've seen their children act mad, disrespectful. You're not my dad. You're not my dad.
introduce.
Shut up. Don't
What
talk to me.
is it?
Yeah.
Teenagers.
Teenagers, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah. And
That's
and
mad.
and just to let you know that what you said were right is that they're not allowed to tell the child off. They're not allowed to discipline the
Yeah,
child and don't shout at my child.
yeah,
There's a few people that I know that are like that, but there's a minor few that
yeah.
I know that are like, no, if he's out of place, you have every legal right to discipline him.
That's very
Correct
few
him.
though.
Correct him, put him in his place. He's a child. He needs to respect these adults. So there are people that are respectful and they have morals and principles, and they know that if this relationship is going to happen, they'll probably say that the boundaries are like you can't hit my child. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there might be that thing, and it could be. Do you know what I mean? But they'll
Yeah, but
just
you
say,
can
look,
implement a fair, firm consequence.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
yeah,
good questions, cuz. Good. I like good questions, man. I like it. No, man, good questions.
yeah,
And the thing is, you ask some questions because obviously with these ones, I've known a lot of this stuff from years. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And I think in saying that, many years when I was in my teenage years, I
Mm,
remember I was seeing someone that actually had, it wasn't a relationship, I was just seeing someone, that person had kids, but anytime they came to see me, they would always have a babysitter. You
right.
know what I mean? And then so
Yeah.
it wasn't, this was a person
When
that
you
would.
say kids, how many? One.
I never met them, so I think it was two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think who? Hold on, you're saying that.
But they meeting you often.
Uh, Here and there, no, here and there still.
Yeah, I know some women that like they've got babysitters, but not all the time.
Mm,
There comes a time when they're running low on babysitters, and they
mm,
know somebody from say school that they've been saying
mm.
hello to, but they don't know them in depth, and they're dying to go link a man.
Yeah,
So they ask that person from school, oh, "Can you look after my child for a few hours and go and
yeah.
meet the man and go do their thing?"
Mm.
But I just find that a bit mad. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know this person,
Yeah,
and there's abuse everywhere, man, and you're throwing your kid anywhere so that you can go and get your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. It's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know, so yeah, it's all mad
Yeah.
still. It's all
Yeah.
mad. But then you also got the risk for a man that is dating a woman with children. That, do you remember that case in America where I think it was an IG post a few months back, and it was a guy, it was going around, it's well viral, bruv. And it was a guy that was married to a woman, and the woman had, I think, a daughter, but the daughter was in her 20s, and he raised the daughter from a young age, the husband did, because the dad weren't around.
Yeah,
And
that marrying her, not that one,
yeah,
is it?
he paid for her university fees, everything she needed. He paid for everything.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
when the
yeah.
girl
That
got married,
she
she
wanted her
asked
real
for her
dad to
dad.
be there.
Yeah, and they
Oh,
didn't tell him. They
God.
wanted him to fund it, but they didn't want him to
Yeah,
be there.
yeah, that's
Remember that?
mad.
Those are the risks that you run with
He
certain.
went to he went to give her away. She said no. He
Yeah,
said, "Then
yeah,
where was your dad? Where was your dad to pay for to
yep.
fund this?"
Yeah,
Nah,
and he
that's
pulled
a
his money
dishes.
out,
Yeah, I would
and
have so
and
rightfully did, and the woman
they
felt
made
some
him
type
feel
of
bad.
way.
Yeah, they made him feel
Yeah,
bad. Yeah,
man, I would have bun you, man.
that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
That's
That's
mad.
the risk
The
that you run.
audacity, though. The
It
audacity.
happens a lot because, you know, men
That
invest
tells me a
in
lot
other
about that
people's
person,
kids.
though.
Because
That tells me a lot about the woman, man. That's mad. Make it make sense.
men invest in a lot of people's children and pay for everything. And then when they get old, the kid turn around and tell them to fuck off.
Cause let me tell you something. Imagine being sitting there. Yeah. Then I mean, and the dad, yeah, how are you? You know, you're not active in it, like, but yeah, and I'm sitting down there, and yeah, nah. You gotta be off your rockers, man.
It happens,
You gotta
blood.
be rockers, no, man. I'm not sorry. You can't be the full ticket if you're gonna be a walkover like that.
My thing is the
That's a
same
walkover, man. That's
for
madness.
there's reasons that there's vulnerable women because let's get it right. Do you think that these women that end up in this situation,
Mm.
most of them, I'm not going to say all women are like that because it's some, but do you think that quite a few of the women that end up in this situation with multiple children for multiple men, do you think they were once vulnerable or do you think they were grown up correctly and still made this decision?
Because I know some people that have been grown up correctly, and you know what I mean, and they've been grown up right, and raised with morals and principles.
Yeah,
Both parents have told them, what to, the standards that they should go for, and they end up being manipulated and controlled. So you can have all the talking to all the guidance from a young age, even up until, a mature age. Your parents might be able to give you the clues on what to look out for,
yeah,
the toxic relationships to avoid a certain type of person. Don't go for someone that's raw. Don't go for someone that's not working. There's so many different scenarios, and you could still fall helplessly in love with someone, and they're practically everything that you wouldn't go for, but because you like this person,
yeah,
you settle for less.
yeah,
You don't settle for the best. You settle for less. You
mm,
settle for below your normal standard.
yeah,
And
yeah, of
that goes
course.
for a lot of people. So, answer to your question, it can be both ways because you have some people that know better. If you
Pause for
know
that,
better, you
man.
do better, huh?
I said both ways. Pause for that. Go on.
Yeah. So, does that mean?
Yeah, no, I hear that still. And I do
Yeah,
think if you
yeah.
sit down and you tell your child, don't go for this, don't go for that, don't go for this
Mm.
person, don't
That'd
go
be the
for that,
opposite, innit?
it might not work. But I think if
Yeah, yeah.
you stand more chance if you teach the child about valuing themselves,
Yeah,
self-confidence,
100%. Yeah,
believing
yeah,
in
yeah.
themselves. What is
Yeah,
your
100%.
standards? What are you willing
Mm.
to accept? What do you want to achieve? When you teach a child those things, they
Mm.
will more than likely see somebody approach them and be like, oh, let me talk to them. And when they realize,
Mm.
hold on, this person lives in a bed sit, or this person lives
Mm.
it. You know what I'm saying to you? And I'll be
Yeah.
like, nah, that's not really my cup of tea. Not to
Mm.
disrespect the man them that live in a bed sit, because some people can be
Mm.
in there and come out and, go to greater places and achieve owning
Yeah.
homes and all sorts, you get what I'm saying?
100%.
So
Yeah.
I'm being careful with that. But at the same time, most men can agree that they wouldn't want their daughter going off with a man that lives in a bed sit if your
Mm.
daughter has had a decent home that she's been raised
Mm.
in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's true.
You're conditioning the child, if you get what I'm saying, you're conditioning the daughter to be living
Mm.
in that environment or staying in there with you. You get me?
Yeah. It's
So
true.
yeah, man, it's all mad. So let me ask you this question, cuz. this is a controversial question, you know.
Mm.
What would you say for men that are looking to date women with children for multiple that have multiple dads? What number would you say is where some men may take the risk if the woman is tantalizing and what's the word? Good enough, like great, like she's almost like perfect. And what number of children in that situation would you think that a man would say, hell no, I'm not doing that? Or most men would say, hell no, I'm not doing that.
Wait,
What number does the buck stop?
two. Is
Yeah,
that as in like two, as in two different baby fathers, or you mean just in
yeah,
general two?
yeah. Two kids and two different baby fathers.
Oh God, no, one.
Yeah,
Yeah, one. But you see, once again, everyone has their own individual preference, and I said, and the reason why I say one for myself, if I was if I was single, and once again, as I said before, mind you, if you're talking from other men's point of view, I'd say yeah, I'd say one because you don't even know the dramas that you're going to get into as well.
yeah,
Yeah, I know of people that have got into dramas, and all of a sudden now, this I mean, they're seen they got back sleeping with their baby father, and it's just
yeah,
it's unnecessary. Yeah, it's a very
yeah,
uncomfortable situation because at the back of your mind, remember, I've always known this from in my early teens that women will tend to have a kind of soft spot for the baby father.
yeah.
So, you see what I mean? It's like
They do.
once again,
It's
yeah.
like a first boyfriend or a favorite boyfriend,
Mm,
innit? If they see him,
mm,
they'll always light up like a Christmas tree.
mm.
Do you get what I'm
So you
saying?
see,
But
yeah.
now they've
So all
given you a
the
child, it's different.
yeah. So these are all the things that people need to take into consideration. So answer the question. I'd say one. Yeah, one. Because two, you, you kind of you don't know the kind of you don't even know the kind of people that these men are, and then on top of that as well, if you know the lifestyle that they live in, it says a lot. Does that what I mean? Then you
Yeah.
also then the factors are as well because you have to find out what was the reason why the relationships didn't work out.
Well,
You know, two,
I'm not even trying to be negative. If a woman asked a man that question and a man asked a woman that question and the person they were asking was the cause of why they broke up, you're gonna get a lie.
but then
I think
you
most of the
start you
time
then
you're
you
gonna get a
started
lie.
off, yeah, but then you just show yourself to be someone that can't be trusted.
People think they
And
can
if you,
hide it, bro. They can sweep
yeah,
it
but
under
if
the
you, but if
carpet,
you,
even if it's
but then
outrageous.
but then if you're hiding something like that, it says a lot about yourself, then, isn't it?
But
Because if you,
they'd
hmm?
rather cross that bridge when they come to it
Yeah,
and then
but
have
if
the
you,
opportunity to explain. You get me?
but
Hoping
if
that the man
you,
might be a person or the person that they've lied to, the man or the woman might be a person that might be like, you know what? I was vexed with you. You came and you've explained it to me properly now. It's made sense. I'm peed off. I need a few days away from you. But let's see what happens after I cool down. Do you get me? So they would hope that the person might be like that.
good luck with that one, man.
You get me?
So I mean, yeah, good luck with that one.
It's mad times, cause it's mad
Yeah.
times. You know what I mean? Like, and I ain't trying to put down women that have multiple children, because like I said, I've seen other podcasts talk on this subject, and they've just steamrolled them, blood. Like,
Mm,
I'm trying to look
mm,
at it diplomatically, but at the same time be honest with women. And there are always exceptions to the rule. There's going to be some women that probably have three or four different children with
mm,
three or four different dads,
mm,
but they might handle their thing differently, if you get what I'm saying, because they may have
mm,
worked on themselves and understood that it's not necessarily the best position they put themselves in, but they want to
mm.
make it right, and they have ambition. Sometimes some children make women have a drive to be ambitious
Yeah,
in order to provide.
yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah. I
You know?
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
And you do get that a lot because there are a lot of women out here that are very independent and go out and achieve because the workplace allows them to go out and achieve and get the opportunities. Do you get what
Mm,
I'm saying?
yeah.
You know, so yeah, you get a demographic of women that are different, but unfortunately, you know, the ones that we see talking, whether it's on social media, whether it's in the street that we're coming across, talking
Mm,
about baby people that we know, Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
when they talk, they're not representing that situation very well.
Yeah.
It's quite toxic and it's quite, I don't know if toxic's the right word. It's quite manic. Their
Okay. Yeah.
lifestyle is manic. Most women that I know that are like that, not all,
Mm.
but a lot of women that I know, I would go and say, let me be kind. 6 out of 10
Yeah.
women that are in that predicament live a chaotic lifestyle.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
the boundaries are open in the house. They may have started off with the boundaries closed, but the boundaries are open because the kids have worn them out. They give up.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Some have got
Yeah.
depression, mental health, different types of mental health. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like, some need to escape, so they leave their children with whoever and go off and try and get
Mm.
an acquaintance for the night, or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Some of them are on
Mm.
dating apps trying to find man to boost themselves and make themselves feel good, even though we all know that attracting or linking different types of man is not an ego booster. It's an ego booster for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Because when you pick up a funny man with
That's nice. Pick
problems
up funny man. Yeah.
that hide their problems, and then
Mm.
you sleep with them and take on their energy and their problems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Number one, you could possibly end up more messed up because
Mm.
that's an additional person that's laid down on you, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And you could end up with another father, another baby father.
Yeah. It's true. All these sort of things need to be taken into consideration. It's true.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Very,
So
very true. Yeah.
yeah, there are women out here that manage it, and you do get the mistakes. When I say mistakes, I mean women that try and get involved in relationships. It doesn't work. They
Mm.
believe in the relationship thing. They go somewhere else because they've had a kid now with the first one. They try again. It doesn't work. It breaks up after a while. That's another kid. They try again. It breaks up again. That's another kid. But then it gets to a
Mm.
point where shouldn't you realize there's a pattern going on here. Every time you
Yeah.
trouble somebody or you show interest in somebody and you lay with them and you get pregnant, they disappear.
Mm.
So are
They should
you
know
going for the
better.
wrong?
Yeah.
You have to look at what you're going for, what
Yeah.
you're
100%.
attracting. Why are you attracting these men? You have to dig deep.
Yeah. It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because you
It's
can't be
true.
ending up, really and truly, you shouldn't end up with 3 different kids from 3 different men. That's
Mm.
just my opinion. That's
Yeah.
the safe zone. If you do it twice and it messes up, that's reasonable.
Mm.
But 3 is a bit like, you didn't learn your lesson from the first 2.
That's deep.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's deep.
Then you
Yeah.
got
That's deep.
4. Madness. But like I said,
Yeah.
there's factors that come into play. There's women that are
Mm.
vulnerable. There's women that don't have a relationship with their family from a very young age. There's women that
Mm.
don't have their dad around at all. There's women who are abused and don't know what love is. There's women who are sexually
Yeah.
abused and cannot attach sex with love.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I mean? They
true.
see sex
Yeah.
as a release rather than love. And every time they do
Yeah.
that, they're reckless with it and they end up with a child. And then you get the
Yeah.
women that are vulnerable that meet the man that are predators, because there's enough predators out here, cuz that make
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
that make certain females
100%.
end
Yeah.
up in these situations. And because the women are
Yeah.
vulnerable, they just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
They
It's
don't
true.
recognize what's going on.
Mm.
You get me?
It's
So
true. Yeah.
there might be a man from road sees a young girl, right, come here, man. You say it, whatever,
Mm.
whatever. He's working on her all the time, basically grooming her every time he sees her.
Mm.
Then the girl starts hearing about his reputation in the ends.
Yeah.
Then he knows that she's aware now of his reputation, because when he sees her and he calls her again, she's a bit like frozen, like shit. You get me? And
She
he
knows
uses that
it.
to his advantage.
Yeah.
And he brings her somewhere in a car or takes her to a yard, cotch, whatever, hotel, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then he does his thing
It's
with her,
mad.
and she might be like, "Oh, you need to wear a condom." Say it very what's the
Yeah.
word? In a lack of confidence way. Please, can you wear
Yeah.
a condom? And he
Yeah.
might start off with it or be like, "No, are you mad, blood?" And she's scared, bruv. Like to say, "No, I can't do this,"
Mm.
because he's the
That's
type of guy
deep.
where if she says no, he's thumping her up.
See.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of
All
man out.
this.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of man out there with that history, bro.
Yeah. That's
A,
mad.
a lot. You get me? So we have those situations as well where a lot of women were vulnerable. They had problems in the past, but
Mm.
the sad reality is for me, even though they've been through that, I ain't even trying to be disrespectful women in those positions. But once the stain of that is on you, not that your children are stained because your children are beautiful beings, but once you have the numbers, there's a stigma that people attach against you. And people who want to find real love, most of them won't be coming your way. Even if they're a man that's got multiple children themselves.
Yeah.
Because they can see how many children you got. Or if they come to your house, if your children are young, they see how chaotic your yard is. So they have no peace when they go there.
Yeah, it's true.
Spend time with you. You know what I'm saying? You know? So automatically they are like, nah, man, I can't be doing this. And then you get the the situation because where some women have to leave the area that they grew up with because of the reputation and relocate somewhere else and start again with men that don't know them.
That's mad, yeah. All that, it's not worth it, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's all.
That's
It's
a
all
lot, boy.
crazy. It's all crazy. You know what I mean? Each to their own. Everybody
Yeah.
does their thing a little way different and that. I'm not trying to disrespect women in that way, but I'm just saying the reality of the matter is, I personally think, is that once you get over a certain amount of children and it's not with the same man and you're looking for love, some people use the word you're devaluing yourself. I don't think that is you're devaluing yourself, but there's pinnacle factors that will lessen your chances significantly of finding that man, because that man will know that situation that you're in and be like, that situation is not appealing to me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like a lot of people struggle with the fact that once you become in your 30s, you're not the first toy on the shelf when it comes to dating, bruv. You're at the back of the shelf. Man or woman. Kids or no kids, bruv.
That's mad. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's mad.
You have to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is crazy, yeah, man.
So,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
man. So, man, is there anything that you want to say, cuz? Or any questions
Yeah,
you
man.
got?
Yeah, man. Mine a few. You've wiped out at least practically all my questions.
Don't watch
So
that, man. Spit the ones you got, cuz.
yeah.
I'm scrolling through the screen and I'm scrolling.
You've wiped out practically all of them. So you know, I was gonna say one question. I say, do you think men are open to dating or marrying a single mum? And if so, what would you say are the factors to influence their decision?
Would they openly marry a single man?
Yeah.
With how many children? Whatever.
One or two, yeah.
Yeah, I think some men would.
So what do you think the factors that would be to influence their decision? What do you think the factors are?
I think the woman, I personally think that there's men out there that, you see, like what you said earlier, if I date a woman, I want a woman with no children. I think that's very difficult to find in this day and age. Even the young ones, 16, 17, more than likely got children, bruv.
It's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? Yeah?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So I think because of that, people then make the decision to be like, you know what, I'm going to be with somebody because she's got one kid, or I'm only going to be with somebody that's got two, but I can't do the 3 and 4 because I can't find nobody that's got no kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I think that woman would have to be somebody that's gone through whatever challenges with those two baby fathers that she's got, or one baby father that she's got. She's taken her time out to sit down, dwell on it, reflect, you know, piece the puzzle together in terms of where it went wrong and how she may have allowed herself to be in that situation with that guy, changes her life, builds up her confidence. The dad might be around, or the two fathers might still be around, but she starts laying strong, firm, consistent boundaries with them and is able to confidently utter that she's going to be moving on with another person, and these are why these boundaries are in place. You can see your kids, but you may not necessarily have the option to enter in my house.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that, yeah, like that.
Yeah, it might be that, so you don't cross paths. Or I'm going to be with somebody, I would like for you to meet that person and at least be civil with each other. I'm not saying you have to be the best of friends, But if this person is somebody that I'm bringing into our household, and eventually I am aiming for them to be around me, i.e. being around your children, I think it's very important that you know who is around your children.
Yeah, 100%.
You see what I'm saying?
100%.
So there are
Yeah.
some women that operate like that, and I think that would probably, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, encourage a man to. Obviously, there's other factors in it, like she loves her kids, and although she might still allow the man to, put in disciplines with the kids, but not clap them. If you know what I'm saying, she might,
Yeah.
yeah, not clap them or whatever. She might kind of keep that a little boundary between them, where it's like, all right, when I'm stepping in, this is what I'm going to implement. When you're stepping in, I'll step back and allow you to implement, and then the thing could more than likely work, innit? If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Good
clear and
response,
consistent
man.
boundaries all round, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And the woman's worked on herself, so she knows where she was back then. She's moved forward. She's in a better place now. She understands the things that she done was wrong, and she wants to have a last crack at it. She could be telling man, like, if I get married to you, I'm taking this very serious. You need to be on the same level as me, and she might take
Mm.
time to work that man out before she even gets involved with a relationship with him before the marriage.
Mm. No, nice one. Good response.
You
You
know?
know, I forgot to mention as well. So from the people that I know that, obviously had their scenarios, on the other hand, you find that there are some women out there that they are very mature,
Yeah,
they are responsible, and they know
yeah,
what they want. So I generally believe that these are, not saying that these are genuine women that have, unfortunately, just, I mean, they've fallen for the wrong person, but they're still out there looking for their dream king.
yeah,
This what I mean? And to be quite honest with you, they're self-sufficient, they're self-maintained, they know what they want, and this what I mean. They don't need any financial support from
yeah,
the other person. So you see, when you have them sort of women that are like, you know what, I understand that. I don't really like to use the term baggage. I understand that, I come with some children, but you know, just to let you know, these children are my responsibility in terms of financial. I'm not going to expect you to spend any money. I've got that. So just so that you know that this woman is serious. This is what I mean,
Do
because you
they call
find,
somebody that has kids baggage, or is that like the
yeah, they
problems that they
do.
bring? I thought it was the
No,
problems that they bring why they say that, you know?
no, baggage, meaning that it's like you got, baggage is when it's like, if you look at baggage,
Yeah.
blows us there. So yeah, they call that, it's
Suitcase.
old terminology. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's old
Okay.
terminology, but yeah, a woman that's got a few kids is a baggage. That's what they call it.
Right.
Um, my next one as well for you, Verbs. How can single mums navigate the dating world and find love amidst the stigma that they have to go through?
I don't know the full answers to that. What I would say is it's about patience, isn't it? Like understanding yourself, having a level of self-confidence, self-value, and belief, and knowing what you want to achieve, and willing to stick it out until you get that. Obviously, be realistic. Don't start doing what I see enough of these women doing on social media when they're on these podcasts and that, talking about the type of man that they want with this type of salary and blah blah blah. That's nuts. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? But be
yeah.
realistic.
What do you think about that?
That's just wild, bruv. You know
Mm,
what I mean? I'm not even trying to be rude. A lot of them that saying that, they haven't got those salaries themselves. So how are you demanding that? What? Because of your looks and body and them things there? But, men are stupid. That some of them will entertain that rubbish. You know what I'm saying? But again, to me, that's a lack of self-value for the man, innit? The man could have the money, the biggest whips, but he will allow a woman to use him so he can showboat with her. There's something missing. Why that
yeah,
feeds his soul, bruv.
yeah. Facts. It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something ain't right why that feeds his soul. Just because you got money, it don't mean that you ain't got issues, bro.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's a matter of self-confidence, knowing what you want, having certain standards, knowing what you want to achieve. And I always say to women, try and stick it out. Be realistic, because if you're unrealistic, what will happen is you'll stick it out until you become a skeleton with cobwebs. You know what I mean? And you don't
true.
achieve it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But be realistic, even if there's a man that hasn't got the type of salary that you would rather forget the salary. Deal with the man that's got the full-time job that can hold his thing down, and he's got the ambition to want to grow in the employment industry and maybe even achieve his own business. But you have to understand that not every man wants to achieve their own business. So if that's something that you want, you need to find that man actively that does that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
facts.
you
Yeah,
slip, you minimize your chances when you have those kind of demands.
yeah, facts.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
yeah,
most people would probably, companies run the world, innit?
mm,
Employment companies run the world. Most people would rather work for an organization and get a top spot within that role. Maybe eventually become a director, if you get what I'm saying.
mm,
You know what I mean? And make their big money. Not everybody is driven to have the responsibility to run their own business from top to bottom. Some people
mm,
associate that with stress,
mm,
lack of time. You know what I mean?
mm,
You see what I'm saying? So you have to
yeah,
just be realistic. That's how I see it. And if
mm,
you've got a man that has somewhat reasonable ambition that eventually can take care of you, and you've got ambition too, and you can take care of him, because I don't care what anybody says. I just think any couple that has one person making enough money and the other
mm,
person not making as much money, I think it's a recipe for disaster, bruv.
mm. Definitely.
Yeah, because after a while, that person's gonna get tired of having to pull their money out of their pocket. You get me?
Yeah,
Or seeing you say you want something, but you can't afford to get it. You have to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
save for a long time because you haven't got much
Mm,
money. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm,
That's going to wind
yeah,
somebody up. If they're on a level, you need to be, I'm not saying on the exact level of them, but close-ish.
mm,
And even if you ain't close-ish, you're the type of person that, all right, I'm with you. You've got your money. You deal with your money. I'll sponsor myself. If we go out,
mm,
you pay for you, I'll pay for me. If we take the
yeah,
kids out, like we both split the thing. You get what I'm saying?
mm,
You know, that's what's realistic. That's how I see it. I think from you do that in a dating world and you don't allow yourself to be conditioned, because with these dating and dating apps, a lot of people go on there with a pure heart in the beginning and want to achieve and want to find the ideal relationship or what would then, become marriage. But then what happens is they
mm,
meet so much damaged spirits on there that
yeah.
look presentable, because we all know the devil that sends people to you that look very
It's
attractive,
true.
sends
It's
you your
true.
type, innit? You get me?
Yeah,
And then you
facts.
can't
Yeah.
resist it no more. You go off with that person, and that person's left you with dark spirits and problems and
Mm,
carnage and rare. And then all of a
it's
sudden, now
true.
you now become the woman that initially wanted the relationship and the marriage. Now you're a person that picks man and swipes, and like, you want to come and meet me later? And you're just
Yeah, it's true.
you're taking hood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
So
It's
that's what
true.
happens. You become conditioned if you're not strong-minded and you know what you don't know, and you're not focused on what you want.
Mm.
So that's my thing. That's my advice to women. That's the only thing that I can say.
Well said, Carl. I like that. Well done. I just got my last two actually, and then yeah, that's me out because you demolished everything. So me and you, we've both watched podcasts
Yeah,
where they have been quite controversial podcasts and very how can I put it, vocal
yeah.
in their
Unapologetically.
yeah. And in saying that, I want to ask you, what role do you think society plays in perpetuating or even dismantling the stigma surrounding single mums?
I think it's got a. I think it. There's a possibility that it could reverse it if you wanted to dismantle it,
Mm, mm.
because
Oh,
obviously this stigma was here from
mm,
before social media days. It's just that it's more accessible, so it's more in your face.
mm,
Because everybody's got a voice now, innit? Which
mm,
is fair enough. I'm not against that. I know some people hate it and say, oh, certain people
mm,
shouldn't be podcasters now and that we
mm.
need to get rid of the podcasts and whatever not. But people have opinions. If it don't come through podcasts, it comes in general conversation, innit? At work, at the
Yeah.
pub, whatever. So these stigmas will always be here whether social media is here or not. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm,
And I think that it's just louder because it's on social media and it gains a lot of attention. And as we know, social media's algorithm allows that
mm.
that theory to come out.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you get me? It doesn't.
Yeah.
The algorithm doesn't feed that you're gonna see people in successful relationships happy all the time. I think the nearest you get to that on Instagram in abundance is if you see, or TikTok is if you see a couple bloody dancing with their baby or something like that. But that's not a real insight into their
Yeah.
relationship to condition you to have hope and belief.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I do think it
Yeah.
can undo it, but in a world where everything, I think, is by design and it's set up to drive man and women apart, I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to do it, because I think it's going to
Okay.
continue to make more problems and feed people with, because I don't actually think out in society is that, it is bad, don't get me
Mm.
wrong, but I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's impossible to find a partner and aim for marriage.
Mm.
Does that make sense? I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
You just have to go down the right channels to the right environments, I think, innit?
Mm.
Pick wisely, observe.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Have a conversation with people. Do you get me? But like,
Mm.
yeah, man, I think social medias and other things out there, red pills and yeah, there's so many different things, bruv, that contribute to the man and woman becoming more and more further apart.
Mm. Yeah, okay. No, I like that. Very, very valid, very valid, good points. Whilst you were speaking, I see, and obviously, I don't want to finish this show, with, leaving, single mums without hope or, just
Yeah,
making, just tarnishing them. But, I think even empathy and understanding towards single mums can go a long way.
yeah.
You know my favorite one, cuz it's coming. Let me see if
Educate,
you're on board.
educate yourself. Do a course.
No, listen. I'm coming with some new lyrics now.
Right, good. Wife
You
are
can
coming though,
even
but yeah, go
your mind needs washing out, man.
on.
Providing support systems
Right.
to address their unique challenges. And when I say support systems, put things in place. Like single moms could,
Like a workshop
maybe
or something.
yeah.
Yeah,
You got the internet. You got courses. You've got people that are out there that that are support networks that can educate and try and help them with things that they find challenging, help them
yeah.
to find out how they got into the situation they did. On it's one thing getting into there, but when you're repeatedly doing the same
Researching,
thing,
looking at,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I mean. That I think even encouraging open dialogues
yeah,
about the individual experiences as single moms can also help contribute and help towards even shifting like mindset and even providing like solutions to help them move forward so that
yeah,
they don't end up repeating. I won't even say the word mistakes because obviously everybody goes for an encounter, but if you find that you're looking for something and then you're finding that you're experiencing the same thing not once, twice, three times, it needs to be addressed.
yeah,
You see what I mean? Because ultimately it becomes worse when the other party is no longer involved in that child's life. It then puts a strain on your finances as well as your mental well-being, your overall well-being. And this is where you find now, due to the breakup of that, it could be, bad relationship and that you're not in the best frame of mind. All of a sudden now, social services comes into the equation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You now potentially could end up losing those children. So does that mean before it gets to that, I think people need to really analyze the situation and think deeply
Mm,
about what they want and to avoid for the ones even for the ones that obviously it's happened now, but for the ones that don't want to find themselves in that situation, you need to really think, get to know the person very carefully, find out what they want in life, where they want to go, because you find there are some people, and we've got to be honest, they play games.
yeah,
Yeah, they play mind games. Yeah, they're not serious. They got the lingo, they got the sweet talk, but
yeah,
their ultimate game is to just get in between that woman's legs.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden, once they've got they want, all of a sudden now that niceness, that sweet talk is gone.
yeah,
You see now another person. To
yeah,
avoid you for you to avoid being another statistic, it's in your best interest to make it your point of duty to take time out and get to know the person that you're dating, whether you're dating this person, get to know them properly. Don't rush into things because a child is for life.
100%.
You know what I mean? What you don't want to do is if you go for one bad experience, do your best to learn from that bad experience. You have to.
Definitely.
Whatever you didn't learn from the first part, make sure that you know what, you clear yourself up. this happened. I know, this happened. I got to make sure I secure myself in this area, close that gap, close that weak spot. That's what I mean. So that, you know what, you fought me that time, but going forward, I know what to look out for.
Yeah,
We have to, man, because the thing is, otherwise, what's going to happen now, Verbs, is that we're going to end up, as you can see, we've already got a crisis where a lot of these women are getting, they're dying.
yeah, of course.
It's happening like crazy, not just over in America, over here.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Domestic violence is on an increase,
Or
even
people's
so
kids
much
are
more.
dying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and yeah, even that.
yeah,
Even that, does that I mean? And once again, so when we talk about single moms, there's a lot of responsibility, and I think people don't take time out to think about these things, the consequences, the repercussions, the deepness of this. It's not just you wanting to get into a relationship with someone. The person looks fine, they've got a nice face, big bum, big tits. It's not that. You have to look. You have to go deep. You have to look ahead and
yeah,
think to yourself, you know what? I'm going to be with this woman. So I mean, can I see a future with this woman? Am I going to be someone that's going to be able to accommodate a life with one child, two child, three child? What if me as a person, I don't have children, but I want children? You see, there's just so many different scenarios with this situation that I think people need to really take time out and really, so I mean, deep it. You have to, because I wouldn't even say it's a mistake, but if you now end up being in a situation now where you've had one bad experience, two bad experience, three bad experience, you're on a road, you're on a way for a collision. Does that what I mean?
it's good to
Definitely.
acknowledge it's good to acknowledge your situation as a mistake.
Mm,
Obviously not your child. You don't tell your child
yeah.
or come off
Mm,
like your child's a mistake, but the
mm,
situation and how you got with the child's father, you can say it was a
mm,
mistake, but you're grateful for your child. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm,
That's how I
yeah.
see it. Because if you don't say it,
Mm,
we're a bit PC too much now, innit? In
mm,
politically correctness. And if you
mm,
take away certain words like that, what happens when you soften everything, it doesn't have as
mm,
much what's the word? It doesn't resonate in a way
yeah.
that makes you feel like, rah, you know what? If I say rah, you know when you got with that guy, you made some fundamental mistakes there. Your child's a blessing, but you
Yeah.
made some serious mistakes. That will make
Yeah.
somebody think, oh shit, I need to check myself. Man said a mistake. But what you
Yeah.
do get as well is, judging by watching other pods and that,
Yeah.
women that are told things like that and they become very aggressive in response and don't want to
Mm,
listen. You have to be prepared to face the truth. Men and
mm,
women have to be able to sit down and conversate and listen to each other's views. We've been divided, bruv. So women
yeah.
don't listen to
100%.
men, and men are judging women and be like, she's hype, she's an angry woman. You know what I mean? I'm on the fast road,
Yeah.
bro, flex now and rare,
Yeah.
rare, rare,
Sure.
if you know what I'm saying. But like,
Yeah.
bro, like if men and women sat down and had a conversation and said, look, when you women do this, this is why I
Yeah.
don't date you women, because you lot tend to
Yeah.
do this. You know what I mean? And then she
Mm,
could be like, this is why I don't deal with you men, because you lot tend to
mm,
do this. All right. What's the
mm,
solutions then? What do you think could be done? You know what I mean? So that
mm.
the way you respond to what I do is different. Well, you might
Mm.
need to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
conversations that need to be taking place. Instead, it's all
Yeah.
label throwing and, who you talking to? Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah. Nah,
just,
nice one, man. Nice one. Like you
yeah,
found
man.
yourself fire, man. You found yourself fire. My last question, for the night, Verbs. I don't know if you got any after this, but what do you think? Yeah, I want to hear, and now I'm going to add to this as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to add my thoughts to this. What do you think we can do, or society, or as a whole? How can we empower single mums and encourage more healthy relationships in their lives? If
That's
you could
hard.
just, yeah.
They're gonna want to have to do that first but foremost, isn't it? The buck starts with them.
Mm, mm,
If they can't change their mindset and say that this is what I want to achieve, and I believe in myself, because you also got to remember when people have relationships with people that bring problems or have children with people that have brought them drama and problems and they don't co-parent together,
mm,
you come out like you lose your self confidence, and you lose your belief in that relationship set up because that person's now tainted it for you.
Mm.
So you have to check yourself and bring it back and say you believe in it again. You know, like you hear a lot of women say, boy, there's no good men out there. Now you're hearing
Say
men
it
say
all
it
the
too.
time, yeah.
You're hearing men say it now too. You know, there's no good
Yeah,
men out
yeah.
there and rare. And I always
It's
say,
true.
listen, man, how are you going to say something like that? No
Mm.
matter how much men you
Mm.
know, it
Mm.
cannot represent the men across the globe. Or even the men just in the UK. You can't represent all men. You can't squeeze men with the same behavior. Do you know what I mean? And the same rhetoric
Mm.
all in one box. Different people do different
Mm.
things. Just like people will
Mm.
say, oh, if you have a kid with a black man, it's a problem. All men bring
Mm.
problems when it comes to kids.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's true. Yeah.
All men bring certain problems. Not all, but some men bring certain
Yeah.
problems from every demographic that's problematic to marriage and
Mm.
relationships.
Yeah, yeah,
Not just black people that put their hands on women. It's not just Asian men that put their hands on
yeah.
women. It's not just white men that put their hands on women.
Yeah.
Everybody. There's some in everything.
It's true.
You
The
get what I'm saying?
stereotype, man, and
Yeah.
yeah, the stigma for one particular race is mad for me, man.
And I've spoken to some
Yeah.
women that started off with that mindset. Oh, it's only when I go out with these lot, this is what I end up in. And then they cross
Mm.
over and end up having a baby with somebody else from a different
Mm.
racial background. And now they're single.
Mm.
And I'm like, how did it work out? Oh, I'm single. What happened? Same thing. It happens a lot, blood. Just don't tell
Yeah,
you. And the difference is
true.
certain races have the financial power to
Mm.
shush you.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, sorry, I hit you, babe. Sorry, you know what? Oh, man, I'm really sorry. You know what? All right, next week I'm going to book a flight and we're going to go on holiday and sort this out.
Mm.
Have a holiday break together.
Yeah, that's mad.
Or take
Mm.
this stash of money and go shopping on me, babe. I'm really
Mm.
sorry. These things happen, blood.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
So people chip away at each other. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, so at the end of the day, you have to bring that belief back to say that, you know, you want to find and you believe that there's hope out there for you to achieve that. And I think the idea, what you said earlier about the workshops, I think it's good for women only workshops,
Mm.
men and women based workshops. But, you know, there has to be a code of conduct in how you speak to each other. But you enlighten each other, you come together, you show respect because man and woman is supposed to respect each other because one
Yeah, it's true.
cannot exist without the other, bro.
Facts. Yeah,
You get
facts.
me?
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
need to work together. Obviously, there's idiot ones out there that they just don't deserve no
Mm.
relationship or no kids. Do you get me? But I'm saying the
Mm.
reality is, regardless of the times we're in, men and
Mm.
women, if they work together, they work best.
Yeah, I love that. Powerful.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. In saying that, sorry, sorry about that.
Right.
Um, very, very good points, Verbs. I can't lie, man. Once again, you wiped out some of the stuff I was going to say as well.
Sorry.
Give me 1 minute. Hold on, my voice. I'm sounding like Sherman Club. Oh, Miss Pretty. No, it's the Sherman.
It's pretty.
Give me 1
It's
minute.
pretty. Go on.
Yeah, God, I had to clear my throat.
Yeah,
So,
man.
I would say there's a lot of single moms out there that, you know, don't have self-love.
Mm,
This might be through, a bad breakup, whatever it is, you know. Self-love is very important. You have to love yourself no matter what.
100%.
Yeah, that's fact foremost.
And if you don't find a way to, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And a strong sense of identity. Yeah, that's important.
Definitely.
I feel as well healthy, encouraging also healthy co-parenting in relationships. I mean, I don't know if you know of hers, but I'd say more than likely a lot of relationships when they end badly and there's a
Yeah.
lack of co-parenting. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
You know, the I don't want to just put it on the women, but a lot of the times the child is used as a weapon. I'll just put it like that. The child is used as a weapon.
Yeah.
I know some fathers that unfortunately do not have, the opportunity or the chance to see their children because it was either they no longer want to be in a relationship, and then as a result of that, the other party has been spiteful,
Yeah.
And then as a result of that, oh, because you don't want to be with me, you're not seeing your child, which is wrong,
Yeah, of
period.
course. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I feel as well, fostering a supportive community can also contribute to building a form of healthy relationship as well for people as a whole. I feel that as well. You know, once again, the community. I feel that if we as a community can even, like just be more supportive instead
Yeah.
of being judgmental. Because I feel that, you know what, I'll be honest with you, I see it a lot. And I see it every day on my social media accounts. People, a lot of single moms get judged, they get tarnished, their reputation. You heard this, you heard that. You see what I
Mm.
mean? The other day I heard someone, gone to a GU clinic, sexually transmitted disease. I'll give you an example. Look at the situation with what's my man's name?
Your man, yeah?
Um,
Careful, cuz.
what's his name? Oh my God. Dutch Belly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I heard something about he was saying that
But the baby mother.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
saying that
wild.
yeah, about yeah, it was terrible. How the hell
Gave her
does
the
that
keys.
yeah, that you know what I mean? All stuff like that.
People chat their business though, innit? That's the problem.
But once again, and I'm hearing just I mean, then I'm hearing the next thing as well, and this is why women need to be careful. I also heard I don't know if you saw I uploaded another video
Mm.
where I'm hearing that a particular individual, I think the Dachiavelli guy was, always sleeping with my man's ex girlfriends and stuff like that. All these sort of things will bring stigma.
Yeah,
It will give you a bad reputation. So all these sort of things, if you know that you're going out of a guy and it doesn't work out, don't get with his friends. It will tarnish you for the rest of your life.
yeah,
And then not only do you get the backlash, your children will get the backlash.
yeah, it's mad.
You know what I mean? People don't realize there's always consequences to these things. There's repercussions to these things. And the
100%, cuz.
reality is, you know what I mean? Some people are not, mentally strong to
Mm.
be able to deal with, the trolling, the fake accounts, the DMs.
Well, they don't consider that when they make certain decisions, innit? That's the thing. When they
See
make certain
why this?
decisions to do things, you know what I mean? It's a bit like I always say the analogy just quickly. If you was somebody that said, oh, all right, I'm gonna go and physically assault somebody because they did this, and when I physically
Mm,
assault somebody, what's the
mm,
repercussions of me physically assaulting them? I
mm,
could have problems from them coming
mm,
back for me. I could
mm,
have the police come and arrest me, you get me, and
mm,
put me in prison, if you know what I'm
mm,
saying, or I
mm.
could hurt him enough where I could end up with a attempted M sentence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts. Yeah, yeah.
am I
Mm.
willing to put myself in those three positions?
Some people are. You're
Yeah,
not.
some people are, but I'm saying most people
Yeah,
don't consider that. So when they do
yeah,
their thing and they end up in the courthouse and the judge slams the hammer and says, "I'm sentencing you for," you know what I mean, this bang,
yeah. It's true,
they're
cuz.
shocked,
Yeah,
like, "Oh my
it's
God."
true.
You get me?
It's true.
But if you weighed up
It's
all the
true.
options and made peace with your mind, this situation
Exactly.
burns me so much, I'm gonna do this now, and I can take
Yeah,
those options. It wouldn't burn you so much, bro.
yeah. It's true.
See what I'm
It's
saying?
true.
So when you're
Yeah.
doing things on social media, you need to think about if it goes real left, a little bit
Mm,
left, or real left, and people start getting at me because of the things that I'm saying.
mm.
Can I handle it? If you
Facts.
can't
It's
handle
true.
it, don't do it.
Mm. Yeah, it's true.
You know? So yeah,
Uh, cuz I love this episode, man.
yeah.
We might need, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. We might need to, boy. We can kind of look at the time because I'll be honest, my energy is a lot different.
You
I
big
feel,
joke,
yeah.
man.
No, I'm being honest with you. Like I feel because you know what it is, and obviously I'm respectful. Like obviously I understand after you've got responsibilities and that, but yeah, I feel different. I'll be honest with you. Like I feel more charged. I feel more fresh. 10 is like winding down.
Yeah, maybe 9:30, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, honestly, I really enjoyed this episode. I
Yeah,
really, really
nah.
enjoyed it, man. Yeah, this was really, really good, man.
Yeah,
Really,
man.
really good.
Definitely, and
Yeah,
obviously, like next time we'll have Divine Lady 23 in the building because she
yeah,
weren't able to make it because of
mm,
personal circumstances, but she'll be back very
yeah,
soon. So
yeah.
yeah, look out for her. But people, listen,
Mm,
make sure you like, comment, share,
subscribe.
subscribe, support
Mm,
the thing any way that you can. Every mickle makes a
yeah,
muckle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're trying to get off the ground. We just need your assistance. If you like
Yeah.
what we do, if you like what we say, just
Mm.
help us, man. Just a little mash of the button could help us
Yeah.
go a long way. You get me? So,
Yeah.
people, on that note, I'm gonna say goodbye from myself, Verbs.
Goodbye for myself, Genius Man.
And we'll see you next week on the next episode of the
Okay.
Triggered
Good
Thoughts
thoughts. Ciao.
Show.